It's your boy, The Marvelous Knight, coming at you with Godzilla vs. Kong. And this is a special review because being who I am, made a phone call, got the stars of the film to actually come and chill with us while we talk about this movie. Right? Right. Hey, just before I start, you guys good, right? Because y'all just like been staring at each other. I ain't been saying nothing. Need me to get you like some fish, some bananas, or anything. Like that's just the film, right? Y'all don't really have like tension in real life. Because we are live right now. We are. We're live. Y'all good? All right. So, Godzilla versus Kong. Where do you even start? You know what? I'm going to start with the stuff that I didn't like or care about, as you can say. So, the first 32 minutes of this film, I did not need. I did not care for the characters. I didn't care for the young lady that was in the King of the Monsters. Like the characters had no purpose to me. And especially her character did not have a purpose. There was like no purpose why she needed to be in this film. And there was no purpose for you to care or get behind her. The dude that plays in Atlanta TV show, didn't care for his character. He was some type of myth guy or whatever that had a podcast. I think you call it, what do you call it? What's the term? Urban legend type guy. Didn't care for him. I mean, I think he did all right playing the role, but I just didn't care for him. The jokes that they had did not land for me. I did not like how they didn't really explain the Hollow Earth situation, and they didn't, give us enough information or didn't explain how they came to find this Hollow Earth. Because none of the past films, King of the Monsters, the 2014 Godzilla, or Kong Skull Island, explained or mentioned any of this, at least not to my knowledge. So that's pretty much, I didn't like Mecha Godzilla's design. I thought they could have did better or designed it better. It was kind of to me. I felt like it was a lazy design concept. But that's about it. Those are pet peeves. Did any of that make this a bad movie or make me not enjoy this movie? Of course not. Of course not. Those are minor things. And then you have to ask yourself, do you really care about humans or people in a Godzilla movie? Hell no. Hell no. I don't even care about the people in a goddamn Jurassic Park movie, so to speak. I care just about the dinosaurs, and in this case, I care about Godzilla and Kong. I don't care about the characters, right? None of them. I didn't care about the characters in King of the Monsters. The only person I may have cared about was O'Shea Jackson Jr., and that's just because he's Ice Cube's son. He's the son of one of my favorite rappers, right? But other than that, I never cared about none of these human characters. They could all die. All I care. Didn't care. But anyways, that's my pet peeves or things I disliked or didn't care for in the film. So let's get to the good stuff. That first round that these two go at it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was magnificent. Magnificent, I tell you. Magnificent. Man. Godzilla coming in with the scales sticking up from the water, going through the Navy battleships. Oh my goodness. Then Kong, in the chains, looking over in the water. Godzilla just comes up. Loved it. I think this fight was about as long as, I want to say, 18 minutes. 18 minutes for the first round? I'll take it. I'll take it. And so this first round, Kong, he let it known that he was no slouch. He wasn't going to be, pushed over. He was going to stand his ground. And he did. Didn't go his way, but he showed Godzilla I ain't backing down. And Godzilla, he took this first round because surrounded by water, and they're jumping around from battleship to battleship, which should have sunk. You have this gigantic ape that weighs like kilotons or megatons or whatever, jumping from battleship to battleship. Those ships should have sunk. And then Godzilla and Kong stood on one and fought. How is that possible? They doing that Fast and the Furious stuff where you know certain stuff shouldn't happen. You know, certain stuff should happen, but it doesn't. But like I said, Godzilla took this round, surrounded by water. He damn near drowned Kong, and Kong put up a good fight. I give him, he put up, he did the best he could in this round. But water, that's Godzilla's habitat. He knew he was gonna take that one. And so, they convinced, Godzilla that Kong was down and that they were, gone. Godzilla turns around, goes about his way, continuing to hunt what he's hunting for, right? So, when the trailers came out for this film, I was like, if they make Godzilla the villain, I'm gonna be highly pissed, and I do not want to see this movie. Because as we know, Godzilla has been the hero in the last two films. Now, Godzilla is neither good nor bad. He's just the balance of the world. So he balances out. He's neither good nor bad, right? So, okay, but you can't go from saving the world twice to destroying it. Now, he was only destroying this group Apex facilities because they were building something and he can sense it. So that's the only time he was actually harming humans or whatnot. I mean, of course, the ones in the Navy ship he was blasting through because he was trying to get Kong. Godzilla is the alpha. He's the god of all monsters or king of all monsters or whatnot. Kong is a king in his own right? So, so they convince Godzilla that, they're down and out. They airlift Kong to this place where the Hollow Earth is. So this is where we could have gotten some flashbacks or a little more explanation of how this Hollow Earth came to be, right? So they get to the Hollow Earth, they go through this little dimension or whatnot, or whatever you call it. Kong gets there, he sees that, it's where his people lived, and I wish we would have got a little more of the ancient battle that Godzilla's ancestors or Kong ancestors had, right? So Kong finds this chamber that has a throne. He sits on it. He finds this battle axe that has the scale of Godzilla to it, and there's actually a key that unlocks this power source, right? So the people at Apex, they have a hidden agenda that they're trying to use this power to activate Mechagodzilla, right? And so they do that. All these monsters attack. Kong saves the day, and then we get back to, I think it's Tokyo. We get to Tokyo, and Godzilla shows up, and he's wreaking havoc because he can sense the Mechagodzilla, which is they were powering up from King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, his skull, right? And they could have did a little more explaining on that because the last time we saw, they had the single head of King Ghidorah, right? So Godzilla blasts a hole from regular Earth through the Hollow Earth, and Kong is able to jump. I don't know if he jumped down or he jumped up, because it looked like you had to jump down to get to Hollow Earth. But either way, he got out of there, and round two, these two go at it. And I think this was probably like, I want to say it was at least like 25 or maybe 30 minutes that they fight. I mean, they go at it. It was some shots. Kong outsmarting Godzilla at times. I mean, Godzilla, he wants to be the dominant force, right? He doesn't think or he doesn't look when he's fighting. So he just rushes through. Kong thinks. And there was a part where Godzilla is running, trying to spear him. Kong jumps up, and Godzilla runs into a building. I was like, damn. And so, and throughout, that kept him afloat mostly through this, is that Kong was thinking. He was always, okay, well, he's going to do this. How can I do this? And God, he got Godzilla at one point, was finna do, like, rip his mouth. That was about to be over, man. If he would have got that, it would have been over for my boy. But of course, he pissed Godzilla off, and Godzilla went ham. Just whooped his ass, dislocated his shoulder, just crawled on all fours, smacked him, scratched up his chest, then stomped on him and stomped on him again, and like rubbed his foot in Kong's chest, causing Kong's heart to slow down. And he yells at Kong. Kong yells back, but Godzilla got his foot on him, and Kong comes. Look, all right, I submit, right? Because he couldn't do nothing else. He couldn't beat him at that point. Like I tell people, man, I never bet on a person who has God in their first name, right? But like I say, Kong stood his ground. He held his own. He wasn't no slouch. And here comes the battle with Mecha Godzilla versus Godzilla. Like I said, I hated his design, and I wish they would have revealed him in a little more proper way, right? But Godzilla, like again, he doesn't think. He runs in, and Mecha Godzilla whoops his ass, tears him up, beats him like the battle. Like, so this was the same Godzilla that you just saw whoop the hell out of Kong. Mecha Godzilla beat the brakes off of Godzilla, and if it wasn't for the scientists and the I don't know what the old dude was, that came and they jump started his heart or whatever, Kong came back, got his strength back, snapped his arm back in place, and the moment Mecha Godzilla had Godzilla's mouth finna blow his little heat breath down Godzilla's throat, finna kill Godzilla. If it wasn't for that and Kong saving at the last minute, Godzilla would have died, possibly, or whatnot. And I love that they decided to give Kong his flowers at the end. They tag team a little bit, but Mecha Godzilla, still was getting Godzilla. He at this point he had some wounds or he couldn't really fight. But Kong took Mecha Godzilla down, damn near pretty much himself at the end, and it was sweet. It was sweet, and I love that they decided to give Kong his flowers at the end to show, hey, he may have lost the fight with Godzilla, but hey, he still stood tall. And the two had the little stare down, like you see right here. And other than that, man, they parted ways, and Kong went back to the Hollow Earth, and Godzilla went back underwater. So, like I said, I would love a sequel to this movie, but I will also prefer a prequel, back to their ancient match or rivalry or war that supposedly took place on this Hollow Earth. And how did Godzilla leave the Hollow Earth to get to Earth or whatnot? So hopefully we get that in another film. If I had to rate this movie, I would give it an 8 out of 10 stars. Because, like I say, I didn't need the first 32 minutes. I did not care for the characters, the human characters. Oh, another thing I didn't mention in the beginning, I wish the movie was a little longer. For a Godzilla movie, this was the shortest movie ever. But hey, this is my review. This is my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments, how did you like the movie? Did you like the movie?